Dear viewers of Leap of Faith TV, it's a wonderful opportunity to come this time around to talk about the Feast of Christ the King. The Feast of Christ the King is a feast that comes towards the end of the liturgical calendar, and last Sunday we were celebrating the 33rd Sunday in ordinary time EAB, and today we are supposed to be celebrating the 34th Sunday, but then we are celebrating the Feast of Christ the King. And this feast is like ending the liturgical year and preparing us to begin another liturgical calendar. And in this case, we shall be beginning the liturgical calendar called ESC on Sunday, which is the 1st of December this year. And that Sunday shall be the first Sunday of Advent. Now, Feast of Christ the King. Why Christ the King? The kingship of Christ, like he mentions in the Gospels, is not the kingship of this world. It is not a kingship like we understand it. We have kings, like in my village where I come from in Bafmeng or Meng, we talk of Foin. The crowning of a Foin is not the same as it was done with Jesus Christ. We are not celebrating the crowning of Jesus as Foin in the understanding of the men people, and maybe in other cultures where you are listening or you come from. But the kingship of Christ that we are celebrating today is the acknowledgement that Jesus Christ is the King of the universe, is the King of the living and the dead. Therefore, it brings and it causes us, it motivates us, it inspires us to be able to worship God, to worship Jesus Christ, who is truly God and was truly man. And in this understanding, Jesus Christ, having conquered death on the cross, he now lives forever, and therefore his kingship is not limited by space or by time. Therefore, his kingship is an everlasting kingship. Today in the Catholic Church, in a very special way, after the Holy Mass, the Christian community will be invited to proceed and go out of the church with the Blessed Sacrament carried by the deacon or by the priest who is celebrating the Mass today. And where I also come from in my parish, most of the Christians will have to go around the part of the village, showing to the people, singing songs of joy, singing songs of praise and worship, indicating that in their lives the kingship of God reigns. Jesus is the universal King who has come to save the whole mankind, and therefore, without proud nature, without being ashamed of their faith, every Christian is therefore called today to move out, to spread the good news, to invite others to acknowledge Jesus as the universal King and Savior. Amen. Yejina nina oni zakle catechesis, zakle doctrine sumum. Unakuta na mpatisa mofone rosaria. Gani chinga rosaria ba na sasfani ma na kula tisera mshing mafuom. Puka kano manya sa te amanyu dukuta the fam kanya ko sa famte nya tuom fukufu puka nya tuom fuke na upana ando mai fana vana makumare maguchinga na patna nyum fu manani nisingang sina sifu ni tiake nisingang sina na ga fana va sifu win twese asi chuma zu sipise fofate fo fatete o si chuma zu sipise rumwe tsadi shono kuta pia na gun nya mo wam na ye kuma ye fije sirana wate ichuma kando zanu ye zan fije zan en zanu ye zan fije zan wa ata sira sin ina je fiti pom iframbi pom e wen pomana ras nji weng no si faje nji weng ve rare va tam de ras ni shi ras ni zafa kuna no si fu amma tam de ras ni na win twe pese pen na ndani ras na ina njendo mai kuta na tse ni ka pianita ta zu si pisi nya sa tinji ki pi fami we na ru pienya tinji fami we ma wana zafa zwing fu ve va ni tu atu mai take tu indwe zafa fu kisa tu over dwe zafa ru zafa ndo wasa kisa kuta va na wana zafa ma zafa re kuma su si pisi kuma ru nya za chung ze je fu ni va fu pen ti as nyen bi chung ten do su si pisi ru sang na shen ke ru fa tu se ru sang na shen ke ru zap de ru sang na shen ke ru po fu sin dim se tu ma de zaf se fa tem fu me je fu nya fa pom fu se gasin nda fa fa tu ni fa tu ka na ne fu sin ga ba ina ni christian indum po nya ma poma se je fa poma itam ma kama ma ge ni no min da mpa ru pa shi na mi pa ma nda ni fa tu ka as ni fa no ya ta sacrament na bi ne sang na ko sa tu fi je ata sacrament ko sa tu fi je mo do sin jang se su fu ko ne se je fi ki tu na mi je mo tu ni tem mo kam ni si je fa mi fo rasin za gila mi piam za ndam ti pite za wa me ti pite za ri piere asin yin nchi kira asin yin wi ki se wa na va wa me se fu point ne zu pe kong ne zu na na ga ni sa fra mo ati saiten de te asu te and the fish. So today, as we celebrate the feast of Christ the King, it is a moment for each one to ask each to ourselves, who is the universal King in my life? Who is Jesus in my life? Is Jesus the universal Savior in my life? Do I acknowledge Him as my Lord and Savior? And therefore, I pray today, dear brothers and sisters, that as we go out, reflecting the light of Christ, which He has shed in the whole world, we may be able to bring true happiness, a true worship, a true sense of holiness into our Christian life and into the world and those we encounter. I pray that we will use the gifts that God has given us to be able to promote harmony, to be able to promote well-being, good health, and by acknowledging Jesus as King, we'll be able to worship Him in spirit and in truth. Amen. God bless you.